What's up, guys? PatsFan1284 here. It has been a while. Here I am drinking on. If you remember a couple of videos back, I had a no sparge beer. This is my Nightmare IPA. Smells delicious. Tastes delicious. But ironically, this beer was a complete success, and yet didn't really turn into what I wanted. All in the same. So I'll go into that in another video because this one's gonna be long, and I'm gonna try to keep it short. So, big things happened. This past weekend, I drove up to Pennsylvania and brewed with the one, the only, S.J. Poor. And a couple of his friends showed up. And then Tyler, someone he knows from up there. Won't go into any other details in case I can't remember if they've explained how they know each other. Just keep it on the DL. So brewed with him. It was only his second time brewing, and he manned up and put his big boy pants on and decided to brew a. It's a stout. I mean, with the grain bill, it's got to be an imperial stout is what it's got to be. So his first beer was a black IPA, similar to this one. Second beer, imperial stout, 22 pounds of grain, so about a big freaking beer. I remember when it was done, it was going to end up being 11%, so a huge beer. It was a great experience. If you guys ever get a chance to brew with another YouTuber, you should definitely do it. You'll learn a lot. Even if you know a lot, you'll learn a lot. I mean, I was Tyler. Like I said, it was only his second brew day. He was asking me a lot of questions. I was asking SJ a lot of questions, and back and forth, and we just kind of talked about our different brew styles. And this is something I've learned in my professional career, working with people who are new. Really, it reinforces what you already know because you have to answer those questions, and it also kind of helps you think about how you answer those questions. So that kind of solidifies what's going on, in the think box as they call it. So what I learned, I'll summarize it. I mean, I learned a ton of stuff, but like I said, I want to keep this video short. So what I learned, one, I am completely anal when it comes to sanitation. I take it to the 100th degree, and I probably scared the shit out of Tyler, just as crazy as I was. So for that, Tyler, if you ever watch this, I apologize. I just crazy the amount of sanitation I did. Second thing I learned, you don't have to freak out as long as if you put your wort into the fermenter, but you don't put the yeast in for a couple hours, don't freak out. It's not that big a deal. Even if you're going the no chill, even if you're not doing the no chill, I know a lot of people who put it in with the no chill, they don't have to freak out because it basically at that temperature pasteurizes the actual fermenter. So no biggie there. As you guys can see, it's cold in Maryland, so I got a blanket. I'm not wearing a skirt. Just wanted to clarify. So that's one. Yeah, I'm crazy anal. As soon as I turned off the flame on my burner, I was covering that thing up. I was spraying sanitizer all over the air. Once I filled the fermenter up, I put the bung in, put the airlock, wrapped it in aluminum foil, sprayed it, sanitized it. I mean, I went 100 degrees. So far, no infections. My beer is turning out great. Talked to SJ. Ironically, his beer was having some trouble, so he repitched, and now I think he said it's fermenting. So who would have freaking known? Both SJ and I did winter warmers. We're roughly the same. He was doing a 10 gallon batch, but it kind of he shrunk it down a little bit and ended up only being 8 gallons. So his numbers are a lot higher than mine. My beer is going to end up probably being around 5.5%. So that's right around where I wanted for a winter warmer. I put honey right in at the flame out, and then I put 1 pound of honey. I'm also gonna put another pound of honey when I move it into secondary, either this weekend or next, depending on how fermentation's going. Looks like fermentation has slowed down a little bit. I had high Krausen within 7-8 hours of pitching, like a really good high Krausen. I had a great starter, put it in, it was perfect. And then I came down today. Normally after 2 days, the Krausen kind of starts to dissipate, and this looks as big, if not bigger. So I think the honey has really slowed it down, which makes sense because honey has a lot more complex sugars in it, so it's not uncommon for the yeast for it to take longer for the yeast to break down those sugars. So that's that. What I was saying before I got sidetracked is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into secondary. And when I do that, I am going to put another pound of honey and then put 2 pounds of cherries. So it's kind of going to be like a Mad Elf beer, but not. So should be intriguing. So I don't want to keep this video too long. I'm going to show you some of the brew day footage. SJ and I were horrible. We didn't videotape a lot just because things just kept going so smoothly. I think he does have some video of it, and so he'll put it up. I'm going to put this up, obviously, and then whatever doesn't get put up, I'll probably put a second video up explaining what everyone missed. And if you have questions, put them down below or put them down in SJ's video that I'm sure he'll put up. Last thing before I want to go, I want to say thank you, SJ, so much for having me and my insane neuroticness. That whole complete package. Also, thanks for not killing me. I know the Patriots game got out of hand, and with the woods there, you could have easily put me in one of your 15 smokers, and my body would have never been found. Second thing, Poor. Oh, can't say thank you enough. That breakfast, I have been having dreams about it since I left your guys' house. I mean, those little cinnamon buns. I swear there's cracker heroin in there because I put 2 in my mouth within 30 seconds. And 30 seconds after eating it, I was like, I need more. I need more. And those sausages, holy guys, she had sausages wrapped with bacon. Like, seriously, I think there's going to be a lot of guys jealous here, and they should be, of SJ because he's got it going. And also, SJ needs a pat on the back because with how good Mary cooks, I'm 100%. I'm completely surprised he's not 700 pounds. Because I don't know how you say no to that. I just kept eating. I could not say no. And then she even had lunch, which even got us lunch for the games and had like a whole buffet thing set up for the lunch or for the game. It was unbelievable. Like SJ, man's got it going. is a keeper. So thank you so much for having me up, guys. Here's some brew day footage. Any questions, cues, hit me up below. I'm going to try to keep these videos going and not be as bad as I was. So sorry. Enjoy Homebrew Wednesday, and put your comments below if I'm not watching videos and comment on them. Kick my ass and yell at me, alright guys? Peace. Enjoy the footage. Happy Homebrew Wednesday.
Nice winter warmer stout. 5-gallon batch. What was it?
Boom's in the screen. There's a boom in the screen.
20-pound grain. Close to 20 pounds. Yeah, should finish out at somewhere around 10-11%.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have smell-o-vision, but man, that it smells so freaking good. And then what were the spices you put in on it?
Oh, it's allspice, cinnamon sticks, whole cloves, ginger root, and sweet orange peel.
Sweet.
So,
that one's gonna be sweet.
We had about a total 2 cups worth of spice altogether.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never seen that much spice. That was insane.
Wow, you really pick it up too.
Yeah, it smells so good. I thought Mary was going to take it in and just run for it. She kept sniffing it. She's like, Tyler, we got an issue here.
Got the whole brew pod and go.
And what do you got, Steve?
What I have got is one of my original recipes for a spice winter warmer. It's got a real slow boil going right now. Funny thing is, between his and mine, he had 20 pounds for a 5-gallon batch. I'm at 21 pounds for a 10-gallon batch. So that's ridiculous. This is normal.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. But I kind of winged it a little bit. It's not true to recipe. A lot of just, that looks good. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, Worked out pretty well. So, yeah, this should finish out at, I'm going to take a wild guess and say about 5.5%. Somewhere in that general area. And I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit sweeter than what the original one was. So it should be good. Want me to flip it and hold it for you, for yours?
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool.
Watch out for the puddle.
In the lake, yeah, there we go. Back up?
Yep.
Okay, got it, man.
Oh my, so we should be good. Alright, so mine is all done. This is, oh holy, that is the heaviest 5-gallon I've probably ever picked up. That's a good sign.
Hey, it is.
So mine's a winter warmer. It's 7.5 pounds of Maris Otter. Then I got some Carapils, some chocolate, and some Black Patent Crystal 60. There we go. And then I put, I'm lazy, so my wife found some apple pie spice. I threw that in. It's got cinnamon, nutmeg, think it's everything that's in pretty much yours except clover.
Yeah.
I think I had everything except cloves. Clover would really be disgusting.
Dandelion wine.
Exactly. And then I threw in a pound of honey, so mine should be pretty alcoholic. We're just waiting for the sample to cool down, and we'll see where we're at. But I think everyone was shooting it through the roof. I remember your starting bricks original was like 21, 22.
Yeah.
Yours was what, 12?
Mine was 18 to start with.
Oh, 18.
Yeah.
I know mine, not my first runnings, but my pre-boil was 8, which that is 4.1. So I must have hit the 4.3 we were shooting for.
Yeah.
So this one is definitely going to be a pretty solid beer. So, I mean, and this was probably the easiest brew day I've ever had. And we had 3 people with only really like 1 wort chiller, and we were really working with like 1 or 2 pots for the water, and yet it worked out perfectly.
Yep.
I've never seen it work out so smooth.
Very good. And we had an audience for a while, too.
Yeah, that kept serving.
Yeah, it kept serving.
Homebrew
Yeah. And liquor, yeah. Homebrewed liquor at that. All right, very good. There you go. I'll let you stop it
Yep.
and everything. Very. Alrighty, so this is the next morning. I drove back with my wort just chilling in the fermenter, and I basically drove the hour and 40 minutes that it is from my house to SJ's house. And I was basically the entire way just spraying sanitizer, making sure that nothing happened to the wort. But as you'll see in a second, no problems. Everything worked out pretty freaking awesome. Alrighty, as you can see, she's just bubbling away. Look at that, no problem. Great krausen. I pitched it at high krausen on my starter, and almost instantaneously I could see the yeast was just bubbling around and doing its thing. Let's see, this is California Ale, basically the same yeast we were using, and let's see if you can see it. It's kind of hard. Oh, there you go. You can see that little guy on the left screen moving all around. It's hard to see the rest of them because of how dark the beer is, but it's there. Let's, I love this shot. Let's see. I love that part. That is just so freaking cool. But yeah, this thing turned out well. When I was packing this thing into my car, I had aluminum foil around here, and I was just spraying the crap out of it with my sanitizer spray. And Tyler kept asking me questions like, "Whoa, why are you doing that? What's going on?" And poor Steve, I could tell he was holding it back, so I just let it rip and said, "Oh, because I'm anal and insane. I'm going to the 9th degree to make sure that this thing does not get infected." Since I was driving from I was driving basically about 2 hours. It was about an hour and 40 minutes. So, I mean, rounding up, about a 2-hour drive back to my house before I was pitching yeast. And we finished brew day around 3. And I didn't pitch yeast until roughly about 10 o'clock at night. So it sat for 7 hours. You know, that's 7 hours is a huge window for something bad to happen. But at this point, with the amount of sanitizer that I sprayed, both Steve and I confirmed, if it gets infected, God wanted me to have a sour. So, yeah. That is the finished product right there of Steve and I's Brew Day. It was frickin' perfect. Can't complain there.